The superhero homies have our first Christmas podcast. The superhero homies. We have a new really cool podcast. I said that twice now.
Yep.
The superhero homies have a really cool podcast. And if you say you don't like it, then we'll have to kick your ass. Merry Christmas.
Merry daggum Christmas.
Happy holidays. That was a melody.
Yep.
That's the first of many tracks written and performed on the Superhero Homie Christmas album.
Oh, wait, I got a little something.
Yeah.
Then one podcasting evening, Q and Kevin talked about the cool shit we're going to do in the comic world. Hoorah. I can make music.
See, what you guys don't know is that when we're not podcasting, we're actually musicians, as you can obviously tell by
Indeed, yes. Because, we do have a picture of some random guitar with some random bullshit.
That
on
is
the
true.
wall.
Yeah.
So
fortunately, it's in the section of the podcast room where we don't really see it.
Right.
So,
it's behind the door, and you only ever see it if you open the
anyways, happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah. Merry Christmas,
homies.
happy holidays, good vibes, whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Oh man. So So once the Superhero Homies Christmas album drops, be sure to pick that up because you know there's going to be a banger. You know it's going to be full of fun and excitement.
It'll be starring such hits such as Superhero Homies, The Bells, Superhero Homies, Deck the Halls, and Superhero Homies, The Not Silent Night.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then plus there's many more.
Indeed.
Yep. We'll have to release I guess the list of songs for you guys maybe sometime on the Facebook page or something.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know what you have to look forward to.
Amen. Yeah.
Oh man, but as you can tell, you may realize, depending on when you're listening to this podcast, that this podcast is released a little earlier than usual. Well, that's because of holidays and such.
Yeah, we both want to do some cool holiday traditional stuffs with our beloved and family and whatnot for certain. So,
I would like to sleep because I haven't had a lot of that lately.
Also, yes.
Oh man, but this is going to be, I think, a little bit more relaxed podcast than some of our previous ones.
For sure, I did kind of see this being more free flow.
Yeah, in large parts, large parts due, to being the holidays and part of it being that it's on a different day than our normal day. But you can rest assured there's still going to be a badass podcast because that's what we do.
That almost rhymed. Badass podcast.
Yeah. So now we can get into some comic news.
Hit us up. What's going on in the world?
So the very first piece of comic news I have here is news on the Watchmen HBO series. It begins filming March 2018. So a couple months from now it's going to start filming, and of course it's going to be directed by Damon Lindelof. He's the same guy who directed, of course, Lost, and of course one of my personal favorite TV shows of all time, The Leftovers. I feel like I mentioned that a lot. It's because I do. I really can't wait for that. It's going to be an amazing show. I love The Watchmen, from the graphic novel to the movies, and love Damon Lindelof as well. So I'm really excited about this project. Next up, also in March of 2018, the TV show Krypton premieres on Sci-Fi. Yeah, so this is a show that takes place 2 generations before Krypton's destruction. So it's going to follow Superman's grandfather, Seg-El. Yeah. Okay.
Was that an actual pre-existing character in the comics? Like they gave him a lineage?
He could be. I don't know though.
Okay.
But I do respect the premise of this show because they're going 2 generations back, so as to really not fiddle with the canon.
True.
Of the Superman lore and the Krypton lore.
That'd be cool to explore, like a world where all potential super beings are equal.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't know exactly how super that they'll be.
Right, because they don't have the yellow sun.
Right.
So it's like, we're all just people.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the potential of being way freaking more.
Right.
Oh, that just asked a deep thought in my brain, like a stoner thought. Do you think if we got to a galaxy where there was a different colored sun, then all of a sudden we're the Superman? Because it's like, oh shit, wait, our planet was like Krypton, and we were just held back because of our yellow sun. But then it's like, oh shit.
I think that we can come to the conclusion that we'll have superpowers, but in reality, like the sun just produces like an LSD type chemical in our brains.
That too.
Yep.
So in other words, we'll be like Snowflake, one of my favorite villains. Oh man.
Yeah. So Snowflake was a very short-lived villain who got his superpowers from doing cocaine. True story.
Yep. Look them up, guys.
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah. But yeah, so the show Krypton is really going to focus a lot on Seg-El, the grandfather of Kal-El, Superman, and really going to focus a lot on the political intrigue and also about how he's trying to prevent the destruction, the impending doom on his planet because he somehow foresees it, and so he's really trying to stop it.
So he's going to fail.
He's going to fail hard. He's going to fail so hard.
Not to give away the plot or anything. Yeah. I wonder how many seasons they can take out of that.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, I feel like they should really try to aim for, I'd say, 3 to 4 seasons.
They need to Breaking Bad their show.
Yeah.
Every show needs to Breaking Bad their show.
Now, if Game of Thrones did that, we would only have 5 seasons of Game of Thrones.
True. But at the same time, I feel like they're staying to an adequate length. Mm-hmm. Because, let's face it, these last couple seasons are like mini seasons compared to the past, you know? Yeah. I don't know. That's a whole nother podcast, literally.
So, moving on in comic news, Jim Starlin, of course, the creator of Thanos and Drax, and the guy who's done a lot of really great work with Marvel, he's leaving Marvel Comics.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He's just like, guys, this movie pissed me off so much.
Well, actually, the reason that he's leaving is quite interesting and pretty unfortunate. So, for like the past year or so, he and an artist have been working on this really cool story arc with Thanos. It hasn't been released yet because they've just been writing it and putting art to the words and whatnot.
Okay.
And he got a portion of it approved, so he got the go ahead from the editors and the higher ups to go ahead and continue on with creating the graphic novel, and so essentially what happened was that sometime later, there just so happened to be another writer with a strikingly similar plot, absurdly similar to the point where it can't be coincidence. And so he went to the editors and the higher ups and was like, hey, so you guys gave me the go ahead with my story, but now I see that this guy's doing my story essentially, like. And he didn't want to give away what the story was because he himself was still working on it. He didn't want to spoil it.
Right. Yeah.
Even though now I don't know if it's going to be released. But, he was basically like, look, guys, you kind of screwed me over here. You took my story arc and then you gave it to this guy.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That is unfair.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I don't want to say that that's exactly what happened, but, that's allegedly what happened. Unfortunately. And also there's other news as well, man, about poor Jim. So Mr. Jim Starlin, he also got paid more for his for KG Beast. That's like he's a DC villain. He was actually in Batman vs Superman.
Right.
He got paid more for having KGB be in that movie than he has for any of his Marvel creations being in Marvel movies.
Really?
Yeah.
So Drax, who's been in 2 movies, he has not been. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean he's been. I'm sure he's been compensated, but just not more at all. I mean the fact that DC gave him more for KG Beast, you know, than for Drax the Destroyer or for Thanos or for the upcoming Thanos appearances.
Exactly.
Like this,
like that's some bull.
Yeah. So I mean that's unfortunate, because Jim Starlin. Say what you will about him. Ripping off Darkseid or,
right.
But the fact of the matter is he was able to take a character who started off as a ripoff and make it into his own entity, So he definitely crafted a legacy, and so wishing the best of luck in everything he does in the future, and good luck to whoever has to fill his shoes and riding for Thanos.
Yeah, for real.
And the last piece of comic news I have today is more uplifting, and so take everything I say with a couple grains of salt. So take it with more than 1 grain of salt, but not too many.
I'm holding them right here.
So supposedly or allegedly, Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill will be renewing their movie contracts with DC in 2018 January.
Okay, cool.
And if all the negotiations goes through, then Ben Affleck will he'll not only become the leader of the DC movie universe, but he'll also direct the next Justice League movie himself.
Oh,
yeah. Henry Cavill will have approximately 3 more Superman movies and 2 cameos, according to the new contract information.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay. Damn. So they're kind of making their own track for the long-term future here.
Oh yeah, and I wish I had it in front of me, but there's a picture I have that shows the slate of DC movies coming out over the next 3 years, I think, and it looks great. It looks really good. So I feel like maybe they knew that they were on the verge of maybe losing 2 of their heavy hitters with Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, and they don't. Mm-hmm. The last 2 people that you want to lose is your Batman and your Superman, you know.
Exactly.
And it's like the only thing to make it worse would be if like Gal Gadot's like, I'm leaving too, and then because then you're losing like your 3 main heavy hitters.
I did read something. She was making like an ultimatum of sorts. I don't know if you've heard about this.
Yeah. So that was a little different. It was in relations to. I think it was Brett Ratner actually who made that horrendous X3 The Last Stand movie. If Brett Ratner, if it wasn't you that she was referring to, then I apologize for what I'm about to say. Because this isn't in my comic news just off of memory here.
Yeah, okay.
But essentially, there was allegations that Brett Ratner had some sexual misconducts with people on sets of his movies. So surprised that hardly ever happens in Hollywood.
What? Really? You don't say?
Oh yeah. So if Brett Ratner was the one who did that, or who was accused of doing it, or if he did actually do those things, then he's a scumbag. If not, well then I still really don't care for your movies that much, But basically the ultimatum was that he was going to do some kind of work on the Wonder Woman 2, and she was like, "Look, if that guy's going to be working on the movie in any capacity, then I'm not gonna be there."
Which is a pretty damn good ultimatum. Yeah. It's like, how do we Wonder Woman without Wonder Woman?
We have a bunch of Steve Trevor flashbacks.
I know. Almost the entire movie.
Yeah, we have Steve Trevor up until he crashes in Themyscira.
They just call the movie Wonder Woman in memoriam of Steve Trevor.
And they used a bunch of old Gal Gadot footage and
exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was really exciting news though about Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill,
for sure,
and hopefully that's true, because I know that Ben Affleck he was really upset about them hiring on Matt Reeves to direct the new Batman trilogy, because that's something that he really wanted to do himself.
Okay. So do you think he'll be able to take those back and be able to direct?
No, I think that's said and done. But the fact that they gave Affleck the new Justice League movie to direct, the next Justice League to do, I think that's
cool. Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was pretty cool. So as of now, that's pretty much all I have in the way of comic news.
Cool.
Yep. So we'll have to see what happens next week here with all this. So now, are you ready for your comic question?
Hit me. Let me get it.
All right. And I'm actually gonna give you 2 this week. See how you do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A little Christmas gift. Yeah.
Oh dear. I don't know if this is a gift.
Okay.
It's more like a Christmas trial, like what Scrooge went through. Yeah. Bah humbug. Oh, comics.
Question number 1. Who was the first superhero created in the Marvel Universe?
Professor X.
Professor X.
I don't know. I was thinking along the lines of XMen.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 4 options, even though you've already guessed, and your guess is wrong, by the way.
Okay, give me the options, damn it.
Captain America.
Okay.
Namor. Captain Marvel. Human Torch.
Captain Marvel. But no, it's Namor, isn't it?
It's Namor.
Son of a dick. Those were the two I was debating between. Damn it. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so...
And this was technically like the first character who was made under the company as they renamed themselves Marvel, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
In the Marvel universe, yep.
Cool, okay. Damn.
All right, so...
Freaking Namor.
Next question.
Okay.
In the first DC Comics Marvel crossover, Superman was fighting which superhero?
Give me a second here.
Okay.
Let me think about it.
All right.
Let me think good.
Okay.
It probably happened way before the Hulk was created. I don't know. I'm debating.
It was released in 1976.
Oh, yeah, that's not that. Okay, damn. I would give it to the Hulk. But I'm also still debating, like, who would actually stand up to Superman? Like, who could he actually have a fight with? The Sentry comes to mind, but hell no, that's not the answer.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. It wasn't Sentry.
Well, yeah.
He was not around yet.
No. I Shit. These questions are so depressing. Guys, if you know the answer, awesome. I do not, because I'm going to say the Hulk, actually.
The Hulk. That's incorrect.
You son of a...
It was actually, of all people, Spider-Man.
That's shit, dude. Spidey should have been dead. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a Pete fan, alright?
Yeah.
But no.
Oh, yeah.
Superman would have been like, what the shit is this? This sticky substance? I'm gonna melt you with my eyes.
Now, I could be wrong, but I do believe that this is also the crossover where Batman beat the Hulk, so there was a lot of...
Okay,
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, and also, for those of you who remember, on our Justice League preview podcast, we had our guest on, Caleb. Shout out to Caleb. And he actually told me a little bit of news. He was listening to... I think, it was the Comic Review 2017 podcast. So
cool.
One we did, I think, just last week.
Yeah, the movie one.
Yeah. And he said that during the questioning, when I asked you which comic book character has their own nursery rhyme, he was yelling at you through the radio.
Caleb, I'm unfortunate that I could not hear you, buddy, because I totally would have had, like, let me use my one phone call token or whatever it is, and I totally would have called you. I would have got that help, man. Solomon Daggum Grundy.
Yeah.
I don't forget it now, you know. Solomon's the answer.
Yeah.
You know, I'm learning from this shit, but friggin' A, dude.
Oh, yeah. So today's podcast is on comic book events that we feel need to happen on the big screen. Mm-hmm. Or even the small screen.
Or the small screen. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. And so, and we felt that it was appropriate now, especially since the merger, or not really the merger, but the buyout is a done deal between Fox and Disney. Mm-hmm. So we thought that it would be really appropriate to have it here now. And also, this is just really more of us geeking out over the possibilities.
Exactly. Yes.
So there's a lot that can happen, of course, and there's a lot that we want to happen. What kind of crossover events did you have in mind?
Okay, so I thought of a few, and I'd love to talk about them because I know, my good man, that you probably have thought of a good few more. One, House of M. That was literally the first one to ever cross my mind, well before we came up with the subject, well before, this was ever discussed. It literally was like popping in my head, that's a possibility now, because...
That's actually the first one on my list too. Was House of M.
Yes, thank you. I mean, that would be so awesome.
Yeah. And so, just before we get too far
Michael
into
Fassbender.
it,
No. You need the old one. Never mind, Ian McKellen.
Yeah, I mean, both are great.
Yeah, no, I think Ian.
Great.
You're right.
Yeah.
Actually, it's about time we get Ian back on screen. Yeah, shit.
Yeah. He'll be back on screen next summer for the Dark Phoenix, I believe.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But before we get too far into this, one thing that I really like about the concept of this particular podcast episode is that for one thing, like it really satiates the appetite of like our comic reader fan base who listens in, because they also get to geek out and think about these cool comic event crossovers as well, and think about the cool possibilities there. But also for maybe our listeners who are more movie focused, it really gives them a good jumping point as to where to start off if they want to get into reading more comic books or graphic novels. And House of M, I think, is a great one to read. For one thing, not graphic novel, but House of M, it reads as, of course, it's a continual story. So of course, there's more that happens after House of M that picks up after the events. But you can also read it as a standalone as well, and the ending is riveting. So basically, the House of M is just to give a brief synopsis without giving too many spoilers, but spoiler alert because there would be spoilers. So essentially, Scarlet Witch, she begins to lose controls over her chaos magic, and come to find out that her mutation or her mutant abilities is way more intense than what's been seen or used in previous years. And it really happens after like the death of Vision and the death of her children. And so Professor X and Doctor Strange, they try their best to really keep her under control and to, keep her temperament down and keep her sane. But even Doctor Strange is like, this is beyond my knowledge. Doctor Strange says something to that effect.
Yeah, I remember reading that. He walked in like, chaos magic? What the shit is that? That's not magic.
Yeah, he's like, that's not magic. Because for him, magic is like science. Like it's something he can read and understand and he knows it. But because it was a mutation, it stems from a mutant ability. Like it's harder to grasp. It's harder to really understand.
Like going into it, he was like, "Oh no, this is real, guys. This is a big problem."
Right.
And it was good. But
and then of course you have the world's greatest telepath, Professor Xavier, there. Trying to really get inside her head and talk to her. And so you have these two great beings in the Marvel universe who are really trying to get to the bottom of it and to stop what's happening, because essentially what she does is that she begins to alter reality, and it starts off little by little. And actually, if you go and read the new Avengers omnibus, it really all starts there. So at this run of the new Avengers, I believe that was mostly written by Brian Michael Bendis, who is now a writer for DC Comics.
Go figure.
Yeah. But anyway, so this story, it really starts off with a lot of reality bringing things happening. Like, for example, Tony Stark, he's at like a Senate meeting, or like a UN meeting, actually. Yeah, it's a United Nations meeting. And he's standing there, and then there's Dr. Doom. Oh no, there's a representative of Dr. Doom from Liberia in attendance, and Tony Stark begins to ramble and to rant at this person, like just to berate them a bit.
Right.
And come to find out, like he's drunk, and he gets a lot of shit because he's been sober for so long.
Right.
But now he's drunk, and come to find out, Tony's like, I haven't had a drink in years, but yeah, I was drunk.
And for those of you who know Iron Man, you realize how large of an emotional deal that is because of his famous issue, Demon in a Bottle, where he's fighting that side of him.
Right.
Yeah.
And then a lot of other really strange things happen too, like She-Hulk out of nowhere. She is really upset at something small, and then she hulks out bad. I mean, like she's super hulks. I've never seen She-Hulk that hulked out. Right. And then so like the Avengers have to work together to calm her down and to kind of take her down. And then Vision comes back from the dead, and just no, not Vision. It was Jack of Hearts who comes back from the dead. But yeah, all kinds of weird shit happened.
Yeah.
And
then Ultron came back.
Yeah, Ultron comes back.
Basically, it was the worst shit sandwich day that you could ever
the worst
make.
Day ever.
That's like an upside down pyramid scheme. Like, oh, it's not that bad at first. Like, oh gosh, it's just
And so this is what happens here in the new Avengers omnibus, and then they find out that this is all coming from Wanda, from Scarlet Witch, and so long story short, they really have to calm her down, and then. And if you're just reading the omnibus, like, because they don't give you House of M inside the omnibus, so they kind of fast forward a bit. So it's really at that point where you have to pick up House of M, and it's in House of M where we really get it mostly from Peter Parker's perspective.
Yeah,
and
which they explain in the back of the book very well. If you do choose to go buy the graphic novel just on Our Testament alone, it is a great read, one of the best of the Marvel ones.
So I mean, if you're a comic reader, even if you're not, I'm sure that you've heard of countless times where there's been like a shift in universes, or like things are different now. Like this universe is different. Like my world is different, or whatever the case may be. But this graphic novel, The House of M, it does it differently because it has lasting effects. It's not like, okay, my world's different and I get it back to normal, so everything's cool. No, it's not like that at all.
Whitewash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, there's been a lot of like resets and setbacks, but that's not the purpose of this one, though.
No.
Like, for example, like Flashpoint Paradox, as much as I gush over that story because it is one of the greatest stories that I've read personally or seen in an animated movie. But point of the fact is, though, Flashpoint Paradox, it pretty much ends that current continuation of the DC universe and then starts off not DC Rebirth, but New 52. But with this one, on the other hand, like it doesn't end the current Marvel universe; it continues it, but it's partially broken. And so really, what happens is that our boy Eric, aka Magneto, he's basically like the humanitarian of all, or the mutantarian of all time.
Yeah. Why it's called House of M, House of Magneto.
Or House of Magnus. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the ruler. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like the ultimate ruler, and like the mutant people love him and whatnot, and like a lot of our heroes, like their roles are all kind of shifted. So it's really like the humans are not the minority. And like the mutants or the superpowered people are more of the norm. And so there's a lot of things that are different here. For example, Captain America, he never got frozen. He's just an old man living out his life.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have a big part to play at all.
No. Like literally they bring attention to that and say, oh, never mind. Let's just let him have peace.
Yeah. And once again, like not to spoil too much, but there's a lot of things that change and that are really riveting to read about. But basically, the characters have to get woke, as the young folks say.
Oh gosh.
They have to become woke and realize that the reality that they're in is a farce. It's not their reality. They're living a lie essentially. And so eventually, like the superheroes are able to awaken from like that state they're in and realize that their whole reality is not true, which they don't take very lightly either.
Nope.
They freak out.
Emma Stone. No, not damn Emma Stone. Freaking what's her name? Oh shit, dude. Oh my gosh, my brain is just far. You know who I'm talking about? Emma. She can turn her skin to diamonds. Psychic.
Oh, Emma Frost, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. What the shit? I called her Emma Stone.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to think. Was Emma Stone in an MCU movie? I don't think so.
No. She could be.
She could. Yeah, she could.
That's an invitation. But no, I don't know if we're ready for this yet, but one reason that House of M would be primed to do now is because if you caught on, our careful listeners, it takes a lot of characters from both realms to do this. Professor X, Doctor Strange, of course,
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of the other characters that we'll run into later, which we won't because that's a lot of spoilers.
Right.
I mean, it takes a lot of characters and good names from both of the universes, which now have become one under Disney's flag.
Yeah.
And so now would be a prime time for them to start setting up for this story,
Agreed. And one thing, like I said, there are some spoilers in this. And like I really can't get my main point out without spoiling this one piece. and that is, so it ends basically with Scarlet Witch, flipping her shit, like doing the thing that no one wanted her to do, and she says she utters 3 words. She says, "No more mutants," and then boom, the vast majority of the mutant population is gone. It goes from being close to 1 million mutants to I think a couple hundred.
Yeah, tons of characters erased off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, they're not erased. They lose their powers though.
Right.
Yeah, and now the reason I say that that's vital to mention is because the way that the MCU can introduce this concept is by, instead of her saying no more mutants, she can bring in the mutants. I think that'd be a really fun way to introduce them because, of course, Scarlet Witch is already a part of the MCU. Yeah. She can bring in the mutants. She can bring back her brother. I mean, she can do all that if they want to go that route. So
true.
Instead of it being used as a tool to wipe out mutants, they can use it as a tool to introduce the mutants into the MCU.
Interesting. It's like a reverse House of M.
Yeah.
Okay. Creative. And actually, that leads me to another idea, but I know you probably want to talk of another one too.
So another idea I had in mind is jumping over to the DC side of things, the Tower of Babel.
Okay.
So now when people who don't know me or don't know Batman like they should, and they ask me silly questions like, why do you think Batman's the most formidable member of the Justice League? I'm like, Tower of Babel. And then I just walk away. So essentially in the Tower of Babel arc, Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins, they get a hold of Batman's contingency plans and they use it on the Justice League, and it works like a charm.
Go figure.
Yeah. And of course, Batman has these contingency plans in place just in case the Justice League, they snap or they, turn to the dark side or what have you. And so Batman has these plans in place, and all these plans work extremely well. And also, it's also called the Tower of Babel because Ra's al Ghul, he has this whole concept of wanting to pretty much hit the reset button on the world and kind of start over. And so he had this device that was going to scramble communications across all people so that no one would be able to understand one another, like ever. Just to hit that hard reset once again. So long story short, they're able to stop Ra's al Ghul and they're able to stop the device and all that. But to me, one of the most riveting parts is at the end when the Justice League, they actually have a vote, because Batman tells them straight up, look, they're using my plan against you guys. Like this is all me. Mm-hmm. And so the Justice League actually holds a vote to decide whether or not Batman should still be allowed in the Justice League or should they kick him out, basically. And
I loved his reaction to that. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, Batman's because the last vote, it was a split decision, and the last vote came down to Superman. And before Superman could answer, Batman was like, you guys don't have to do this. I'm leaving. Like, this is my decision. And so Batman, he takes upon himself to leave the Justice League. It's a riveting graphic novel because it really shows a lot about the darker side of Batman. And it really shows, just what it would take for the League to really want to expel one of their greatest members of all time, Batman. And but it's not just a Batman focused graphic novel. It really is on the League, and it's a lot about the League really overcoming their greatest fears and obstacles because Batman designed these damn plans. But I think that would make a tremendous movie, though, to see.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be a great way to... Because there's some people who are concerned about Batman and the Justice League movie because they may think that the tone was too light for Batman. I mean, I really wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
But I can understand if they want to see a more darker tone Batman. And if they were to go this kind of route, that would also open up Batman again to go back to his own world and do more of his own thing. But
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think Tower of Babel would be great.
Trying to quote Alfred from earlier, make it back to simple days again when all they had to worry about were exploding birds.
Yeah, exploding wind-up penguins.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Okay, so my focus definitely, and I hope this relates to a lot of listeners out there, my focus whenever preparing for this was definitely more on the Marvel side of things, thanks to the giant deal. One other idea I had, plain and simple, Avengers versus XMen.
Yeah, I thought about that one. And now, the only reason why I didn't include that one myself is because the graphic novel felt rushed. And so it's like...
Really?
Because there's a lot of great crossover events. Like the Civil War, reading that one was great.
Right.
Like we said earlier, House Film was great. There's a lot of really great ones out there. But to me, this one felt like they made this plot just to have X-Men and Avengers fight, and it didn't happen organically for me.
Okay, that's the way I was about to ask you. I was literally wondering if your point of view on this was whether or not the story was made for the fight,
exactly,
or the fight for the story. And in this case, it sounds like it's more the unfortunate first one, where it's like, oh, there's not much story, but here's this cool fight.
Exactly, yeah. It's made of a bunch of cool fights that maybe people wanted to see for a long time, so they were like, all right, let's do this. I mean, the best thing it did story-wise for me was reinforce Scott Summer and redo his character. Scott Summers, he goes really dark, spoiler alert. But he's also trying to protect his people.
True.
I mean,
in that case, that does beg a question then. Do you think that the Hollywood realm could revive that in a sense? That the reverse could actually happen? Instead of Hollywood digesting and giving us a lesser version of a great story, which has happened a handful of times, let's admit.
Yeah.
Do you think that they could take a mediocre story and then give it some life?
Because it's Marvel, I want to say yes, they can, but also, because
sounds like a brain versus heart moment.
Yeah, because also it's so much easier to be like, look at the possibilities. We can have Juggernaut or we can have Colossus versus Hulk, or we can have this guy versus, I think that they will look at the matchups first and then build a story around it, versus building an organic story and seeing which fights work best for the story.
Never mind. That'd probably be even worse. I just had the idea, guys, of maybe that storyline becoming less of a movie, but more of like an extended TV series, where like it's one season, but the one season is talking about like these problems happening in the MCU universe. But then all of a sudden, like, you're trying to come across as something, and then all of a sudden this one episode has, like, these people fighting or something, and this next episode has these people fighting or something. I don't know. It sounds worse and worse the more I think about it out loud. Like, I can't imagine how you would create a worthwhile story while still keeping, a good organic fight strong.
The problem is, in order for them to remotely be able to pull this off, is that they would have to kind of go the same route that they did with Civil War, and start planting the seeds in movies before it. Okay. And Age of Ultron suffered because they set up for Civil War. Yeah. And so I feel like they would have to go that route, like set up in a previous movie in order for it to organically make sense, and in order for them to have the time to tell the story.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I still would like to give it to them because, let's face it, who wouldn't want to see, Juggernaut versus Colossus or the Hulk or something awesome like that? I would still like to see cool shit. Yeah. But the more you're talking about with me here, the more I'm listening to all this. I don't know. You're talking me out of it, bro. Like, I kind of wanted to, and now I'm kind of like, I still want to, but I'm not expecting a lot. Yeah. Sad as that is now, but anywho. Yeah.
But yeah, because don't get me wrong, I thought about it, and I was like, that will be cool, but there's a lot of bugs, Yeah. So next, I think it'd be super cool and super plausible, and I actually have high hopes of this happening.
Okay, which one?
Under the Red Hood.
Oh shit! Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yes.
That needs to be a live action movie.
Oh my gosh!
It needs to happen. Yeah.
Who would play
Jason Todd?
Yes. Oh. Who would you get that part? Who would you give that amazing role to? Because let's face it, they have to be the shit. Oh shit. It's not the first time I've heard this, but let me hear your opinion on it. What if you shave him? Kit Harington.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on.
I've thought a lot about that also. Yeah. I've never heard Kit Harington give like an American accent.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah. Even in like the little gag videos on the like the between scenes of Game of Thrones, he's always British. Yeah,
he's got that thick accent, man. He's got that. He doesn't have a British accent. He has a Jon Snow accent.
My watch is ended. I can't even do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, so that's hard, man.
I think he has the acting prowess and like the size and look, especially if they give him hair.
Because like I'm being extremely picky because this is something that's really close to my heart, and I love Kit Harington. Kit Harington's amazing. Yeah, but I think he may also be a little too short for the part too. Think about how short he would look next to 6'4" Ben Affleck.
That's a good point. Yeah, in that case, we need a different person.
Yeah.
But a better question, who would you get to play the part of the Joker in this? Because he also plays a very pivoting role in this story.
I would actually give Leto another chance, man. Like,
okay, I was agreeing with that. I do want to see some editing and some tweaking on this Joker.
Oh,
Don't get me wrong. Give him a real damn smile and get rid of this tattoo shit, okay? I don't want to see no tattooed thumbs bullshit. Yeah. But, yeah, I was agreeing with that. I do kind of want to see Leto kind of drive the car on that, because that could be a damn good Joker moment.
Oh, yeah, but here's the thing, like, we also don't need a Jason Todd. We also need a Nightwing in this movie also.
Also, yes, that's, shit, yeah, man. This is gonna be, man, this is possible. Yeah, sure, Marvel just had their big deal, but this is what needs to happen. Man. Yeah, I agree. Ben Affleck should still do the Batman.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it makes sense because, of course, in BVS, we see the Robin memorial that he has, you know, where a Robin has died, and it's easy to assume that's Jason Todd. I mean, like, I think it'd just be phenomenal if they could find a way to usher that back in. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, that would just be... To do Under the Red Hood, I mean, yeah, there are some moving pieces, but for me, as far as a comic book adaptation goes, it doesn't require that much in comparison to others. I mean, you do need, of course, Jason Todd. You do need Joker and Batman. Those are your three main pieces that you need. Mm-hmm. Now, your accessory characters, that would be great, but maybe not necessary, but would still be nice if you had, would be like Black Mask, because he played a pretty decent part in it. Amazo, the android at the beginning, would make for a great fight for Batman and Nightwing to take down.
Right.
And, you know, so, I mean, really, but that's really about it.
Is it bad if the first thought I had whenever you said Black Mask, I started thinking Johnny Depp, because it sounded like Black Mask.
Oh, my gosh.
And I was like, wait, I'm not sure if he'd be a good... Oh, that's why I'm thinking that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But, yeah, so Under the Red Hood for me is definitely one that I think not only needs to happen, but damn sure it can happen.
Yeah. Now, let me dive into this real quick. Let's discuss this and pause the big topic for a few minutes here, because this, I feel like this can be aired out a good bit more. So, Marvel has had a huge success with the dark story of Logan, right? And that's become its, you know, one of its crown jewels in a lot of fans' mine of course included.
Yep.
You know, it's even being debated for a freaking award right now, okay? So, let's reflect that. Do you think if they were able to do Under the Red Hood, because that is a dark story, but it's good and dramatic and it's thick and it's dripping with awesome emotion.
Oh, yeah, and Ra's al Ghul. They also need Ra's al Ghul, duh.
Oh, of course, yeah. Not the one from Arrow. But, no, do you think that this could be DC's Logan? And I feel like you know what I'm asking when I'm wording it as such.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it could, in my opinion, but let me hear yours.
I think it could. The only reason I would say, like, as far as a tone aspect, yes.
Yeah.
But as far as like a directional aspect, I think it'd be vastly different just because of where the story goes.
Of course,
you know?
right. Yeah. No, they need to be vastly different stories because they are. But I feel like this could still be a damn good dramatic movie. It can, because
even
the
movie,
cartoon was heavy.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's one of my favorite freaking animated cartoons of all time, animated movies of all time. It's Under the Red Hood.
Dude, even the Joker in that? Oh, my gosh, man.
And, I feel kind of bad here because we've been, you know, talking so much about, like, the intricacies of this movie or this graphic novel. Without telling the fans exactly what Under the Red Hood is.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's go back to that.
Yeah, so let's back up here.
Your thing.
Yeah. I apologize for that, there, audience. So Under the Red Hood, it's a story, if you haven't gathered this, about the return of Jason Todd. And it goes in depth about basically Batman chasing this figure who's wearing a red hood. You know, it's like a repurposed, redone Red Hood. It's supposed to represent, of course, Red Hood that was possibly Joker back in the day when Batman played a part in knocking him into like the vat of chemicals and whatnot. It's supposed to reflect Batman's like biggest mistakes, and that's why Jason Todd that's why he wears it, to represent Batman's other biggest mistake was letting him die. And so it goes back into the death in the family. That story arc. It goes back to that story arc where Jason Todd was beaten to a pulp and then exploded by the Joker inside of a warehouse, and Batman was too late to save him. And of course, that's Batman's biggest regret. And so this movie isn't only like this movie would be a thriller, because that's what the graphic novel was. It was a thriller because Batman's trying to hunt down this killer who's killing all these other. Jason Todd is like the Punisher, but trained by Batman. So imagine that.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Frank Castle in Batman school. Oh shit, dude. Okay, you can't kill people. I don't understand.
Yeah.
No, you can't use the bullets to kill people, Frank. I don't understand the sentence.
Well, there's a little bit of that in Daredevil season 2, but that's another story.
Well, yeah, true, yeah.
And so, like, eventually, Batman finds out that that's Jason Todd. That's the long lost boy wonder who died. Batman saw him die. He was buried, and he finds out that it was Ra's al Ghul. He pays Ra's al Ghul a visit, and for once, Ra's al Ghul is kind of apologetic, because like, I'm sorry, like, because what came out wasn't your protege, wasn't your son. This was something different.
Which is understandable for that daggum magic fountain that Rage uses.
Yeah.
It does make one more insane, right?
Yeah, and also the fact that Rage, he uses it when he's ill, when he's deathly, but they used this on Jason Todd, who was dead, and the reason that
and that makes it more severe.
Yeah, it makes it more severe.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
And and the only reason that Rage did it because he felt guilty about the death of the boy, because Joker was supposed to be, in a way, working for Rage at the time, but of course that didn't work out. But yeah, so long story short, this ends with a great confrontation between Joker, Batman, and Red Hood, aka Jason Todd, the second Robin, and it's just like that final climactic scene is so great to see, and like what Batman says to Jason Todd, it's all phenomenally done.
I don't suppose you remember the quote, do you?
No, not the exact quote. No. You don't get it, Jason. That's all I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Thank you.
Good enough.
Thank you. It's been a while since I read that graphic novel, but it's a great read. So yeah, that is also a great read if you want to get to know more about the Red Hood. And also, like, once you read it, you can also tell how this can be crafted into a well-written, well-directed movie. I think that actually Matt Reeves could do a hell of a job with it. So yeah, Under the Red Hood is definitely one that needs to happen. Yep.
I agree.
What else you got, Kevin?
Okay, one of my another big ones, because with this huge changeover, Deadpool now also belongs to the Disney realm, which is kind of a contradiction. I'm sorry, did I say kind of a? It is a damn contradiction. They might have the same letter, D, and whatnot. No, they're not the same. Okay, I beat that into the ground. I want to see some story of X-Force.
Yeah,
yes.
That was actually on my list too.
Yeah, because I mean, it'd be a great chance for them to introduce a new Wolverine, because Disney's not letting go of him. Disney's not going to say, "Oh, Hugh Jackman's done. We just won't use Wolverine anymore." The bullshit with that. Yeah. Disney's going to bowl that down.
Yeah, and may God have mercy on that soul who has to fill those shoes.
Dude, they're not even shoes anymore. He's filling a damn canyon. He's like coming in.
Here's the thing, like, it's just a matter of time. By time, I mean maybe a couple years before they have to fill the shoes of Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans.
True. And those are gonna be big damn shoes too.
I envy all those people. Yeah.
I don't envy those people. No.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Marvel does have a great casting power. Like some of the best in all of Hollywood, if I may be frank. And I have faith in them that they'll find some nobody, who the hell was that? Okay, they were great. And with that, I want to see them working with Ryan Reynolds. I don't want to see him leave the role of Deadpool. Not yet. Not any day soon. No. He seems to enjoy it. He's damn good at it.
Right.
I want to see it happen with the collage of the X-Force name.
Yeah.
I want to see him take on some cool bullshit and be that cool dark story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, before this buyout took place, it was sometime last year where I heard rumblings of an X-Force movie in the works.
Okay.
And that could still be a thing. one great thing about X-Force is one, and this kind of like a double-edged sword here. It could be used as good or bad.
Yeah.
But one kind of good thing is that X-Force isn't as well known as X-Men, so people won't really gripe as much about the roster that they use. So they can kind of pick and choose the whatever kind of roster they want, which I think can be used for their benefit.
Yeah.
I think by this point they probably want. I mean, they have 3 members already in the upcoming Deadpool movie. Domino, Cable, and Deadpool.
True.
I mean, they can add in like Phantom X. They can add in Warpath, who's already also introduced.
True. Yeah.
I mean, and so that's the thing. Like, they don't even have to do Wolverine off the bat because I think that if Deadpool 2 is the success that I think it's going to be, they won't need Wolverine for X-Force.
Okay, that's fair. That's cool. Mm-hmm. And then that would give them more time to find a worthy carrier of the Wolverine.
You can't just bring him back and put him in X-Force.
That's true. That would be really jarring. And that was a worry of mine, actually. That was a con on the list of pros and cons there. Right. But no, I really think that would be a fruitful, obviously R-rated movie. Oh, yeah. Which is going to be weird for Disney, but they can do it.
Yeah. I mean, it would have to be rated R, X-Force. That's the whole thing. As a matter of fact, one of my X-Force covers, I believe it says something like rated R. I'm like, well, shit, they're not.
Yeah, for real.
They're not beating around the bush here. But yeah, that would be great. I love to see X-Force. Another one that I have, Kevin, is Secret Invasion.
Yes, that was also on my list.
Yeah.
Damn, yes. But no, I don't want to see no damn Howard the Duck in alien form. I want to see the real shit, all right? I want to see, like, freaking Spider-Woman bullshit in some of this, all right? I want to see, like, mixed...
Now, see,
oh my gosh, there's so much.
And I thought long and hard about this, too.
Okay, what's up?
So,
what's up?
Really, really quick, people. So, a quick synopsis of Secret Invasion is... Come to find out, after years and years in the Marvel in the Marvel universe that we've been reading, it's been infiltrated with the alien race known as the Skrull. The Skrull and the Kree have battled for years and years. Of course, one of the most famous Krees is Captain Marvel. But anyway, so the Kree, they are a shape-shifting race of alien. But not only do they shape-shift, they shape-shift to the point where even a telepath like Charles Xavier cannot tell if they're real or Skrull. A Skrull typically can only be revealed when they want to. Now, eventually, they did come up with the technology that can reveal the Skrull to see who they really are. But for the sake of the movie and for the sake of the graphic novel, they didn't have it, thank goodness. So for the movie, they don't need to have that technology either.
No. That might be like the end-all type thing, but whatever.
Yeah. One great thing about the Skrull is that, like, when they undergo this transformation where they become like another person, like it can be so deep that the Skrull doesn't even know that they're a Skrull, and they'll deny vehemently that they're not Skrull, that they're human, or that they're mutant, or whoever they're perpetrating to be. But yeah, the Skrull, like, not only do they look the part, but they can also act the part as well. So whoever they take on, like, they can greatly.
They're the best actors.
They can greatly take on like the powers or attributes of the people who they're impersonating, and so that's another really cool thing about them. So they're not like Mystique; they're like Mystique on steroids.
For real. Mystique wishes she could be.
Mystique wishes that she had these type powers.
Weird ridgy chin and all. Yeah.
But this would be an amazing movie, and I think that I just imagine now, like, the end of Avengers 4 could be like them taking down a bad guy and then come to find out it's a Skrull.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, you know what? We've already seen a Skrull, haven't we? In Guardians, in the Collectors,
You may be right.
Yeah, I don't remember. Background, it was in one of the cages.
You may be. I had to go back and look at that. I think you're right. In Guardians 1 with the Collector's base?
Yeah.
You may be on to something, because I honestly didn't know who had the rights for the Skrull, because I think technically they're Fantastic Four property.
Yeah, that definitely is. Yeah.
So maybe Marvel like got really close to the edge there, putting that little cameo.
Like you see a chunk of the face, like a bit of the ridges. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, the Skrull, they're bad news, man. And the cool thing about the Skrull is that, and this kind of leads into something that's actually happening, is that you don't see the Skrull usually without the Kree. And of course, when I think Kree, I think Marvel, or I think you know Captain Marvel in general, and so that's gonna be really cool to see. And man, I wish I could pull it up, but they actually cast Marvel in the Captain Marvel movie as well.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
I forget who it's going to be.
Yeah, you told me the name before in other conversation, but I don't recall who that was.
Yeah.
I just remember it wasn't Rhonda. Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about
Oh, never mind.
I'm not talking about Miss Marvel. I'm talking about like they cast Marvel.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, Marvel being like the original Captain Marvel.
Right. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
I just remember reading news that she wanted to carry the role of Captain Marvel.
Ronda Rousey actually wanted to play Captain Marvel before she was cast. But yeah, the role of Captain, it's so weird because there's so many Captain Marvels, and by so many I mean there's really like 2. But
and no, we're not counting Kamala Khan.
Well, she's Miss Marvel.
Nope. You were saying?
Oh man, so the I'm trying to think who's starring in Captain Marvel. I'm blanking on names right now. This is messing me up here.
Well, we have Google for a reason, and it's not like we didn't do it for Maestro.
Shoot. I feel like her name is Blair or something. It's
I would say that sounds familiar, but I'm about to find out.
Brie Larson. That's
there
right. Yeah, Brie Larson. Yeah.
Oh, they also have Marvel here too.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Jude Law.
That's who's playing Marvel.
Right there.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep. Yeah. So Brie Larson is playing Carol Danvers, and Jude Law is playing Marvel, and so that's going to be really, really freaking cool too.
Okay. Now I'm curious here because I don't know who that is. So I'm about to Google
Jude
her.
Law. Brie Larson.
Okay.
I thought she was in Kong. Remember?
Yeah.
I feel like we had this discussion.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. But so long story short, Secret Invasion could be phenomenal to see. I mean, because it's another sneaky way to kind of have like a Civil War-esque type fight without actually doing hero versus hero.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that could be really fun. I think it's your turn again.
So what?
I think it's your turn again.
Yeah, it is him. One of the last ones I was thinking, and I mean, forgive me if I suggest this and not all agree with me, but I think it would be super cool. I think it'd be cool if they redid the X-Men. Like, starting over. Yeah. And they don't have to do the same exact version that we got in the early 90s? When was the first one released?
2001.
Really?
Yep.
Damn, I thought it was older than that. Okay. But no, they don't even have to do the same version.
It may have been 2000, actually. Yeah, 2000. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
But no, I mean, it doesn't have to be the same version at all. It can be more based off the actual original X-Men, which was, freaking Iceman and Cyclops and,
That's going to piss people off because there won't be Wolverine.
True, but one, we don't have a Wolverine right now, to be fair. I mean,
they can cast.
Oh, no, that's the thing. Yeah. They can totally cast, and like I said earlier, it stands still. I trust them with their casting powers. But, I mean, I'd still like to see it either way, I'd like to see Marvel do a cool take on it,
With that, I really like to see Fantastic Four.
Oh, of course, yeah. A good one.
A good Fantastic Four,
they actually do it well.
Yeah.
And damn it, they need to do a good Dr. Freaking Doom and give him his rightful character and not like some other bullshit that we get in the past movies. Yes, I'm calling it out.
Oh, man, you haven't even seen
Nope.
The newest one, have you?
Nope.
If you saw that and how they bastardized Doom in that.
One bad movie at a time.
Oh, man. No. See, here's the thing. Like, the first two, especially because the first one is, if you're in the right mood, the first one is okay.
Right. Like, I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah. The
did okay.
The second one's like, I appreciate you putting Silver Surfer in this. I don't know what that fart cloud was you called Galactus.
I know, right?
But the second one didn't have a whole lot going for it.
Yeah.
But the latest one, the latest Fantastic Four movie, that was just hot shit. Like, as a matter of fact, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I remember when I got my new TV, the one I keep downstairs.
Right.
When I first got it in, and I got it ready to go. Got all my apps set up on it.
Yeah.
And the first thing I did was I don't know why, but I watched that Fantastic Four movie.
Wait, really? That's how you christened your TV?
That's how, yeah.
What the shit, dude? You could have done so many other things.
But I was like, if the shittiest movie, because I was so comfortable watching, because I wasn't gonna watch it any other way, because like with the new TV, like everything looks so nice and crisp and clear,
true, and you didn't have to pay money for it, so okay.
And it's like, this is the only way I'm ever gonna watch this movie, and it was bad. It was really bad. I think you should probably watch it just for that, honestly.
I mean, I want to watch the other movie we were talking about the other day first. The Room. I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, that's a different kind of bad. That's
That's so bad that it has a cult classic following. Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic Four does not. It's just bad.
Damn.
Yeah. But back to the list here.
Yeah.
One of the last one here that I had that I really wanted to make mention of was Hush.
Oh shit, dude. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Mm-hmm. Come on, Ben, make it happen, man. Ooh wee.
Now, Hush would have to be. I think that Hush would have to be the equivalent of MCU Civil War.
Okay.
Yeah, in the way that Civil War wasn't an Avengers movie, but had pretty much the Avengers in it.
Okay. Hush. So in other words, you need a large Batman cast.
Exactly.
Okay.
You need
I see what you're getting at now.
You need a very, very large Batman cast for this movie. You need Superman. You need Poison Ivy. You need Solomon Grundy. You need Clayface. You need Huntress.
You need like almost the most famous names of the Rogue Gallery.
You need Joker. You need Jason Todd.
Yep.
They could,
same one.
Yeah. They could get by without. And
then this also is a heavy story for Catwoman.
Catwoman, Talia al Ghul. You need, of course, to cast a Hush.
Of course, yes.
And so Matt Damon, go ahead and get on that. We all know that if Ben Affleck has anything, it's going to be Matt Damon that's going to play Hush. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I'd be okay with that. I had to think about it respectfully, but it's like, you know what? Ben, okay. He can Hush.
With that. Yeah.
Pun intended.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so for me, Hush is definitely not only one of my favorite Batman graphic novels, but one of my favorite graphic novels, period, of all time. So listeners, if you're interested in reading both Hush and Under the Red Hood, read Hush first, then read Under the Red Hood.
All the cool shit we said about Under the Red Hood still stands, but this story is a whole nother level.
It is. Like, oh man, it's hard to really encapsulate in just a few sentences how great that story is. But essentially, Hush it's another thriller type detective type story because there's this killer running around known as Hush, and he's wearing like bandages, almost like a mummy, so you can't really see his face. And he's always one step ahead of Batman, which is extremely rare. Because who the hell can be one step ahead of Batman?
Right.
And so this whole graphic novel, you're reading the story and you're trying to find out who is Hush and how does he know so much and who is he? And when you finally get the reveal, it's amazing. Like top to bottom, it's a fantastic graphic novel. Now, I hope that you guys aren't disappointed that I had a shitload of Batman on here. I don't know what else. I don't know what else you would expect from me.
Those of you who know who we are, I know you guys definitely aren't surprised, for sure.
Yeah, but I really freaking love Hush. There are some other things that I wanted to make mention of.
Oh yeah, which ones?
So these things are actually happening, and these are just kind of my hopes for them.
Oh, okay.
So number one, the Green Lantern movie. This is actually a go, and I cannot wait for this movie. And it upsets me because they haven't cast Green Lantern yet.
Oh, that was my next question. Yeah. Damn. Okay.
And see, before Wonder Woman, I was hoping that Chris Pine would get the role, but of course,
all right, that can't go now. That wouldn't work well.
Yeah. It would be extremely awkward then having Wonder Woman and Green Lantern having scenes together.
Well, which Green Lantern are they using?
They're using Hal Jordan, and they're also using Jon Stewart.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
wait, is it going to be like a weird Ant-Man thing where he's like, want to be passing the mantle? Are they trying to force that?
It's okay. They framed it like more like a buddy cop movie in space, and that has me really excited.
That does sound cool.
Yeah. And
I kind of want Jon Stewart just to be Samuel Jackson now.
No,
dude,
what the shit?
No, that's such a bad idea. But when it comes to buddy cops, literally, I could just see him being like the straightforward dude. I don't know. Like, I just see that being a fun type thing. No, that would be a horrible casting call. You can't get Nick Fury over on that side now. He's Nick.
And plus, he's like 60 something.
I don't give a shit.
I do.
Man.
Now,
well, okay.
Idris Elba, on the other hand, would make a fantastic Jon Stewart.
Who?
Idris Elba.
Yeah, good call. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. As far as Hal Jordan, man.
I don't know. What's
Because, like, once again, my number one pick can no longer be used, which was Chris Pine. I don't know, man. Like, when it comes to, like, finding actors who I think would be a good job, like, unless they jump out at me, I usually don't notice it.
Right, yeah.
Jeez. I don't know. Yeah, that's hard.
That is. I'm thinking about it. I'll come back to you.
Yeah. But my hopes for this movie is essentially that a lot of it, if not all of it, needs to take place basically in outer space.
Right. It needs to be a Cosmos movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely. Like, for like the Justice League movies, or like if he's cameoing like in other movies, then yeah, definitely come to Earth. But I think for Green Lantern's first outing, it needs to mostly be in outer space, and like Oa, or like the other planets that he patrols. And of course, come down to Coast City, because there's other supporting characters that we need to see on Earth and Coast City. So I mean, that makes sense too. But yeah, so I really hope that with this movie that they can. I feel confident that they'll nail the constructs that he can make. I mean, even in the little cameo in Justice League, man, that was. You know how much
I know you enjoyed that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I enjoyed that.
I was there for that. Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. So I feel confident that the constructs will look great.
If they get Ben Affleck to direct the Green Lantern movie, and he does a cameo, kind of like what M. Night Shyamalan and Quentin Tarantino do with all of their movies, he could technically do it with more reason than any other director, because he's a character in that universe.
He's not directing that, though.
He should. Just because then Batman cameoed in his own movie. That's not Batman's movie, but Batman directed it. I feel like there's some wordplay jokes we can make here.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. As far as the threat goes, it shouldn't be Parallax like they did with the original Green Lantern. That was stupid. How do you make your biggest, baddest, most powerful, world-ending villain the very first villain? That was stupid. But
I remember we talked about that. Yeah, that upset you.
Oh, it upset me a lot. And also, he looked like a rolling turd, a giant rolling turd. He didn't look like Parallax at all. Parallax, first of all, really has no embodiment, but when we do see him, he looks like a giant death cricket, a badass death cricket, but still.
Well, it can't be any worse than, the giant fart Galactus,
Yeah, well, yeah. Somehow, though, like, I think that Parallax looked worse than Galactus, because Galactus, they just gave the fuck up with Galactus. They're like, we're not going to do anything with Galactus. We're just going to have this cloud here, and then we're going to call it Galactus.
That's bold.
Yeah, with Parallax, they put more effort into it, but man, it literally and figuratively looked like shit.
Damn.
Yeah. But I do have a lot of faith in this new Green Lantern movie that they're doing. I don't want to rush them, but at the same time, hurry up.
Mixed emotions.
Yeah, mixed emotions. And one that is coming, and it's coming sooner, is the Flashpoint movie.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Are they getting Ezra to continue the role?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was about to say, I think he can carry the mantle well.
Yep. And we don't know much now, but right now we do know that, of course, Ezra Miller is reprising his role as Barry Allen. And Ben Affleck will also be in the movie as well.
Okay, appropriate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yep. And, man, it'd be nice if they could get, like, Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play Thomas Wayne again.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Oh man, what's Maggie's name?
Yes.
Yeah, Maggie from The Walking Dead. I feel bad now that I don't remember her name.
Oh no.
But
whatever. But get Maggie to play Martha.
Yeah. aka Joker. Martha.
Yeah, I was about to say, I kind of want to like hear her laugh first before I cast that. Let me look up her name, because that's gonna bug me, and I know someone out there is saying it to their stereo right now.
Yeah, it's probably Caleb. No,
I know, right? Caleb was just like,
I'm kidding. I know. I think he gave up on the show before we did. So, yeah.
Oh, Walking Dead? Yeah, no, I gave up on that seasons ago. Yeah.
But yeah, so the Flashpoint movie, man, can also be another really big one. This can also kind of function.
Lauren Cohan.
That's right, Lauren Cohan. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like the Flashpoint movie can also really function similarly to like the Civil War movie, in the sense where like it's technically a Flash movie, but you're pretty much going to need to have everybody in this movie. You know, I feel like it can be a similar deal to that. There's a lot that they can do with that, though. I mean, I feel like, because like, and also who's going to play Reverse Flash in this? Oh man.
Did Ezra Miller have a bully growing up? If he did, who was that? Let's get them.
What?
Just because.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
Just because I feel like that could, I don't know. That was the first thing that came to mind. It's like, oh, okay, we can get some natural enemy chemistry going here. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about all that, but I know that there was talks to have. Oh man, I'm blanking on names tonight.
Okay,
like my mind is just fried.
Who's that?
If I knew that, then...
I'm just having fun right now, man. I'm just spitting stuff. All right.
Oh geez, what is his name? And like when you
tall blonde guy,
when you figure out who I'm thinking of, you're gonna be like, really him?
Okay.
But then the more you think about it, you may come around to it, like I kind of did.
Are you thinking the same dude that was Reverse Flash in the CW?
No.
Okay.
I mean, he was great.
Okay.
That was Tom Cabana, I think was his name. But anyways, really big actor, really famous.
Okay. Sure.
He was the main character in Interstellar.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, there has been rumors. There's been rumors that Matthew McConaughey is going to be Reverse Flash.
What?
I kid you not. I could not think of that man's name to save my life. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey.
I think I like my idea from earlier better. Mine was just stupid, but
yours was stupid.
Okay, yeah. But shit, Matthew McConaughey. Yeah. I could just see him now, like running past Ezra, hitting his fist to the chest.
Hey there, Flash. Think gonna save Central City or Coast City?
Well, all right.
That's the thing about...
He's too mellow to be fast.
That's the thing about racing the Speed Force, man. You get faster, but they stay the same speed.
Oh my gosh, no. He's always just gonna be too mellow to be that fast in my mind. But I don't know. I mean,
that's the
he's
thing,
got
like,
the acting power for it.
He definitely
does.
An extremely powerful actor. Like for people who really want to see like more of like his acting chops, you definitely got to watch True Detective season 1. That was an amazing season of television.
Okay.
Definitely check that out. But like in watching that, like I mean, don't get me wrong, like he's in a way he's mellow in the show, sure, but it's really the character he portrays and how he does it that really makes him stand out, because he really blew my mind in that TV show. But yeah, I mean, so like I'm kind of holding my reservations. Once again, I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Right.
I think that it would be extremely interesting and possibly fascinating if he gets cast.
I just had an idea. Oh shit. I don't know. It could work. It wouldn't be my favorite, but it could work. Brad Pitt as Hal Jordan.
Brad Pitt as Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
I think that he's missed the mark, man. I think
you
that...
think so? You think he's too old?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I was feeling about it.
Yeah.
You said Matthew McConaughey. It made me remember this this cool moment I heard about between the two. I don't know. I think it was on a stupid Facebook post, but it was like they realized that, oh, hey, that's my neighbor. Oh crap, hey, what's going on? And they like shared a beer or something. I don't remember. It was like some other house that they both had, and one of them realized like, oh wait, that's I don't remember who realized it or whatever. Maybe someone out there does know what the hell I'm talking about. But like Matthew McConaughey realized that Brad Pitt was his neighbor, and vice versa, and so like Brad threw him a beer, or no, Matthew threw Brad the beer, and Brad seen later like actually drinking it and whatnot. It's like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they never realized it until that moment. I don't know. It was something weird like that. But that's what it made me think of. Yeah.
So real quick before we wrap this up, I also wanted to throw one more thing your way, Kevin.
Okay.
And, so last week, of course, was our comic book reviews and rankings of 2017, where we took the 6 major comic book movies of the year, and we once again re-reviewed them and then ranked them in order from what we thought was least favorite to best.
Right.
And so now, because this is going to be recorded in history, and a year from now, we're going to do the same thing with the movies of 2018, which has a giant ass slate, 8 movies we're going to keep up with. So now, I want to get this on recording,
shit.
Kevin. I want to.
Shit.
Yeah.
As soon as you started talking about 18 movies, like
eight.
No, 2018 movies.
Okay.
I paraphrased. Yeah. But all right. What do you want me to record? Shit.
I want to know. Okay, I'm going to show it because it's easier to show it to you, and I want you to tell me
which movie's going to be my top.
Yeah,
according to the list. That my gamble, my prediction. Okay.
I want to know what you think is going to be the best movie of the year, and which one's going to be the worst. Okay, I want you to tell me. Yeah, and I want to see how this ranks up come next year.
All right.
So right now, go ahead and read out the movies for the audience so they can...
All right, okay. So, ladies and gents, Comic Movies 2018, just to clarify here, the list goes as follows. Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man 2, Deadpool 2, The New Mutants, Dark Phoenix, Venom, and Aquaman.
Separate movies, by the way. Venom.
Oh, I know, right? Venom versus Aquaman. What the shit? that might be a cool fight. I'd watch it on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, don't go to sleep on me yet, phone. I gotta... No, damn it. Go back in. Okay. Oh, it's a picture. Okay. So, the one I think is gonna be best? Shit, dude. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, it's easier to get this out of the way, and then I'm going to end on a more positive note. I'm going to go ahead and give New Mutants my least preferred movie as of right now. One, because I don't keep up with the new comics. I know no shit about that. Like, I heard about one character, and I remember we discussed her for a good 30 minutes, and that's all we had in us about her. Yeah. It was the one with the magic staff, Nico something.
Isn't that the Runaways you're thinking of?
Then I know nothing. If she's the runaway,
Jon Snow.
Damn it. But yeah, I got nothing. Then if that's the case, then But yeah, I'm giving it to New Mutants to be my less preferred.
Now I do believe that Macy Williams is playing.
Don't tell me that she's gonna be in the movie.
Yeah, she's playing Sinclair. She was in the X-Force. Could transform into like the werewolf type creature. Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
And then Sophie Turner's in Dark Phoenix.
Right. Yeah. Those were the two I was kind of... Well, those and admittedly Venom. I was honestly debating between all those and Venom. I mean... Yeah. Okay. You know what? Actually, new mindset, and I will explain it. Venom would be my new pick for least preferred movie of 2018. And why? Because I know Venom has to be a more gruesome story. It has to be darker. You can't make him a funny symbiote from outer space.
Who says it's going to be funny?
Marvel. Disney.
No, he's being produced by Sony. Marvel doesn't have their hands on this one.
No, Disney didn't buy Venom?
No, he's a Sony property.
Oh, never mind. Oh, shit, dude. You took away my mindset. That was going to be an easy answer. I don't know, man. I might give it to Ant-Man 2, actually. I don't know. My mind's everywhere.
Yeah.
I have faith in both of our Game of Thrones actresses and their separate movie entendres, and It's either going to be the Venom or the Ant-Man 2. I feel like that's going to be least preferred. And that's what I'm calling. I'm not going to debate it anymore. Yeah. It's there. New Mutants might be pretty good. I mean, I remember the trailer was actually a little interesting.
Yeah, it was really intriguing. Like a horror element.
Yeah. And I don't know, that attracted me because I'm a horror movie fan.
Yeah.
And Dark Phoenix, I just really hope they don't F her over like X3, you know?
Yeah.
Best movie of the year.
Now, I know there's a giant purple elephant in the room that is easy to point fingers at.
Okay, yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I was trying to Thanos.
Elephants. Yeah, no. I was distracted by elephant, but then purple came to mind. I was like, well, of course it's Thanos, yeah. So, I want to give it to Infinity War. I want to be that optimistic. I feel like that's going to be a pretty good bet. But honestly, I feel like it's either going to be that or Black Panther. But I'm actually going to make a hard gamble this time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be super optimistic here, people. And I'm going to say that Infinity War... No, I'm disagreeing with myself already. Like, the more I'm trying to spit it out, the more my brain is just like, Kevin, don't lie to these people. Don't be that guy. So I'm going to say Black Panther is going to be the best movie of the year. And either Ant-Man or Venom is going to be the least preferred movie, in my separate opinion. We'll see. Of course, that will change as the movies comes out, you know. So, how about you, though? You go through that gruesome stuff. You probably thought about this since you asked the damn question.
Maybe so. Maybe
so give me your damn answer that you already prepared and put me on the spot for.
So, I knew that I was going to put you on the spot. And so, I'm going to put myself on the spot a little bit more here. And I'm going to try to go ahead and give my rankings and see how they stack up to next year's.
Okay. Yep. Okay. I feel like we should write this down somewhere. Yeah. Shit.
Well, fortunately, it'll be recorded for all.
Oh, true. That would be the verbal recording.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I think that my least favorite movie, comic book movie of next year, I think it's going to be Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
I think that's going to be followed by... Unfortunately, I think it's going to be followed by New Mutants.
Okay. Damn. Yeah. No faith in Game of Thrones.
It's not them, of course.
No, it's not them. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I mentioned those as well. Yeah. You know, so yeah.
Then I think it's going to be. I think this is going to be Venom.
Okay.
Then Ant-Man Wasp. Then moving on up the list is going to be Deadpool.
Okay.
I think Aquaman is going to be really good coming in third. Second is going to be Black Panther, and I'm going to give number 1 to Infinity War.
That's very hopeful.
Yep. Yeah. The only reason I do that is because, you're right. It's a very hopeful thought, and I say that based on the fact that if Marvel messes this up, then I mean,
then it's just. I don't know. Then my hope for any future Marvel movie is going to be dwindled greatly. And then
to be honest, like as time goes on, especially after I see Black Panther, but before we see Infinity War, I may swap those two.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, because the thing about Infinity War is there's going to be so many people in it, and I don't know how they're going to be able to properly allocate the time needed for each person. I mean, sure, I think that Thanos is going to be the big baddie for Avengers 3 and 4.
Right.
Because they're both filmed at the same time. And
they better not kill him immediately. Like, at the end of the first movie, I don't want him to be another one and done.
No, because I can imagine what they do for Avengers 4. He's got to live for both of them.
Right, exactly. Unless Avengers 4 is they're fighting Mistress Death. Which I don't see that working well at all. Yeah. Yeah,
but so that's my pick. That's what I think is how it's going to go down next year. So we'll see what happens a year from now. So really quick, we have to get out of here pretty soon here. But really quick,
that's true.
Gonna give you guys another regrettable superhero from the book of the League of Regrettable Superheroes.
Indeed, I just opened the selection for tonight, and my fingers have landed upon Fat Man, the Human Flying Saucer. I was wondering when we'd get to this fat bastard. Yeah. And that's literally who he is. He's a big fat bastard. He's a blonde-haired white dude with a huge obese size. So apparently C. Beck and Otto Binder were, two of the awesome people who made Captain Marvel, the lightning-empowered Shazam mortal.
Yeah, Shazam, not Marvel.
Yeah. Exactly. No, that was his original name, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And so, they were...
But just so people know who you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. Clarity, guys. The more you know. But, yeah. So, yeah. Basically, the two creators of the character, Shazam, aka the first Captain Marvel, they lost the lawsuit, obviously, and thus had to rename the character Shazam. But it did shut them down for a time. They were jobless. And so when those two writers became jobless, they, they came up with other stuff. In the 1960s, they were re-inspired to rejoin the creative world of comics and just jump into it. And the character that they decided was going to be their train back into the world of comic book was Fat Man. He was a plump but very athletic character. His name was Van Crawford, and he had a bunch of hobbies and collections that he would partake of, apparently. And when a spaceship, and also, yes, just to clarify, the spaceship was also an alien who can change his shape. So the alien spaceship, who is also the alien, crashes somewhere nearby this Van Crawford. He rushes over to the spaceship's aid, and basically the alien spaceship said, "Oh, hey, wow, you came to help me. You're cool. I'm gonna give you the power to turn into a flying UFO, a flying saucer, an unidentified flying object." Yeah. So it's like now you can transform between this and that. So imagine, Morty from Rick and Morty being able to turn into a car for one post-credit scene. Yeah, that's what this dude can do, but for a flying saucer.
Wow.
His suit made fun of the Captain Marvel duds. Like, it was made to look like it. Like, he's got the green suit with a white cape,
Yeah, versus the red and yellow.
Yeah. He even has yellow undertones there going on, too. Yeah, but He fought the Anti-Man, the Brain Man from Mars. He fought the underground gnome Grollo.
He must have had like other superpowers, like super strength or something.
Nope.
Because I feel like his only superpower is being able to transform to a spaceship.
Yes.
But then
I'm not helping the case. That's his power. He turned into a damn ship.
I feel like there's multiple reasons why he failed.
Yeah, no, there were tons. He only lasted a few months. So yeah. This character put the company a Lightning comic out of the picture. Like, this was the duo, the writers coming back into action, saying, "Hey, we could try this again."
Yeah.
And no.
Well, sometimes you take the risk of being edgy and new and doing something that hasn't been done before. Sometimes it works, and other times it puts you out of business.
Exactly. Yeah. So the he turned into a ship, and that was all he could do.
It was a fat man that turned into a ship. How he fought anything, though, I have no idea. Well,
yeah, that was it. That's all we got.
He is regrettable indeed.
Indeed.
Yep. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this edition here, this Christmas edition that wasn't really focused on Christmas.
Now it's Christmas.
So yeah, that's obviously there's a ton more comic book adaptations that we'd love to see happen, but these are just really some of the major ones that stuck out to us. And of course, if you guys have any more ideas of yours that you'd like to see brought to the big screen, then please hit us up at superherohomies@gmail.com or our Facebook page, Superhero Homies. And we're also on Twitter, so I guess we tweet stuff.
Yes, we are tweeting.
Yeah.
Did I say this right?
I think you did.
We are quite new to tweeting. Indeed. We do not tweet. Admittedly, that is kind of fun to make fun of. Yeah. All right, guys.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. I feel kind of bad, guys. But to update you guys again on Wednesday because we don't have a podcast for next Sunday selected yet.
Oh yeah. We'll let you guys know.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know for sure. But this coming Wednesday, though, we will be reviewing Thor, the very first Thor movie. So yeah, we'll be
our most common subject.
You know, we're gonna be freaking masters of all things Thor
for real.
Just because
Chris Hemsworth's gonna be our first sponsor. That's an invitation, Chris.
Or not if he listens to our Ratner.
Exactly.
Stuff.
Oh shit. Or he's gonna be the first guy to sue us.
But yeah, guys, hope you all have a happy holidays and that you all enjoy time with your loved ones and whatnot. And I also hope you enjoyed this podcast as well. And as always, we appreciate you guys telling all your friends and families about us. You know, and of course, if you like the podcast, then please give us a 5-star rating on iTunes.
It really does help.
Yeah, it does help a lot. But once again, we appreciate all you guys' support and everything that you guys do for listening. And as always, I'm Quentin.
I'm Kevin.
See you guys next time.